Reviewing 2024, previewing 2025. Technology, data, AI, media, interconnectedness, graphs, and cosmo-localism.
Welcome to Orchestrate All the Things. I'm George Anatiotis and we'll be connecting the dots together. Stories about technology, data, AI, and media and how they flow into each other, shaping our lives. This is an AI-generated narrative of my latest article.
As the year draws to an end, it's a good time to take stock of how it started versus how it's going on the micro and the macro level. It's also a good opportunity to try and answer the top 2 questions I get. What is it that you do, exactly? Where do you think this is all going? Hint. The TLDR answer to both is the same: technology, data, AI, media, interconnectedness, graphs, and cosmo-localism. Revolution, therapy, pragmatism and training. Being at a festive gathering the other day, in the company of friends and strangers alike, the following statements were shared within 1 minute of each other. My students give me ChatGPT-generated answers to their math tests. They are entirely unintelligible, garbled symbols and all. I have a client who comes to our therapy sessions and spends most of the time sharing his interactions with ChatGPT. If you are talking to ChatGPT, and are taking this seriously enough to share with a therapist, you clearly need help. This is the greatest invention in the history of mankind. Humanity as we know it will be obsolete. Statement number 3 was made by me. So then I had to follow up after statement number 4. I had to share some of the ways I've been working with technology, data, and AI for the last 35 plus years, and an ELI 5 explanation of how it all works. Was it easy to do in 4 minutes? No. Did it work? I hope so. I did have a head start for the 4-minute version of the Pragmatic AI workshop. I've worked on 4-hour and 4-day versions, and I've been fortunate enough to deliver this to organizations such as GC and GIZ. The sense of accomplishment of seeing people go from awe and bewilderment to understanding the real potential and limitations of AI is priceless. I generated content, podcasts, blogging, and finding your own voice. These days, I've seen a number of people sharing their 2024 LinkedIn rewind on my feed. But does the promise of helping busy professionals transform ideas into influential content in their own voice hold up? I would not share the post the service created for me, for a number of reasons. Like all AI-generated texts, I found it failed to capture nuance and essence. I'd rather invest the time it takes to write a post like this one. Not just because I don't really think that AI-generated text can be influential content, but mostly because I get something out of putting the effort required to genuinely express my own voice. I like to do my podcasts the old-fashioned way. Do some research, bring curiosity and honesty to the table. Connect and engage with people. Extract insights and share with the world. Content, marketing, pyramids and whiz bites. In all fairness, relying on LinkedIn to determine one's voice will probably give suboptimal results. Also, not all of the content I produce is shared under my name, as I work with a number of brands. In the last few years, a lot of what I do revolves around content. Being someone with an engineering background, I never imagined telling stories or crafting content is what many people would come to associate me with. I never set out to achieve this, attended any seminars, or paid any attention to the terminology, except after the fact. I figured things out by doing and learned from people who are more experienced than me, so I didn't think I would one day show others how to work with content, either. But like many other things, it just came naturally. Some of the content marketing gigs I'm not able to talk about, as they involve ghostwriting for example. Others, like Bear Square, I'm more than happy to talk about. We worked with Bear Square to launch the Merchandising Whiz Bites, a weekly series diving deep into the tactics driving top brands' performance. That's the kind of work I'd love to do more of in 2025. Interconnectedness and graphs, the one thing that most of my time and energy went into in 2024, and a prime example of content marketing resounding success, however, was Connected Data London. Connected Data is a community for those who use the relationships, meaning and context in data to achieve great things. In the last 12 months, even including January and February when we were still pulling strings behind the scenes, Connected Data's following grew by 245%. Growth and engagement metrics were far above the competition, second only to O'Reilly. But this has always been about much more than numbers. It's always been about connecting more than data, connecting people and ideas. I had my fair share of exploring this hands-on, diving into GraphRag and working on the open-source Connected Data Knowledge Graph project. Here's also to more knowledge curation via the Year of the Graph, my second brain and newsletter on, you guessed it, all things knowledge graph, graph databases, analytics, data science, AI and semantic technology. Cosmo-localism, nature, history, gastronomy and culture. In the last few years, along with family and friends, we've been working on Cricket Hill, a pristine plot of land on the Greek west coast, where olive trees and people live, grow and bear fruits in harmony. In the spirit of cosmo-localism, we are exploring ways to bring nature and its products to the people, as well as people and their ideas to nature. Cricket Hill was at Connected Data London 2024 as a speaker lounge and buffet sponsor, offering Greek organic premium olive oil for tasting. Even if you didn't make it there will soon be exciting updates on how to access nature and its products both on-site and remotely. Check out Cricket Hill, follow, subscribe to the newsletter, or get in touch to be in the know about our olive oil and local events and tours.
Thanks for sticking around. For more stories like this, check the link in bio and follow Link Data Orchestration.